Good morning, everyone. This is Township Manager Dean Kazinci. Today is Monday, June 8th. I unfortunately have had to make this statement far too often, but it's important to emphasize that there is no place for bigotry and hate in Teaneck or anywhere else in our society. The Township remains committed to making Teaneck a safe community. Although the tragedy in Minneapolis, Minnesota occurred hundreds of miles away, the impact was felt all over the nation and world, especially in our African American community. The images of George Floyd's death are deeply disturbing, and as a human being, I'm horrified by the footage of Mr. Floyd's death at the hands of someone sworn to uphold the law and serve a community. As a previous member of the law enforcement community, I know that those in this profession, especially our brave men and women at the Teaneck Police Department, work earnestly to serve our community with fairness and sincerity. However, we cannot permit or accept those who stain the profession and promote distrust amongst our communities. This type of conduct will not be tolerated. The Township of Teaneck will work with our partner stakeholders to ensure that we are policing with fairness, transparency, and dignity. We have a responsibility to confront racism when we see it, address it directly with decisiveness, and look for solutions to prevent it. Our thoughts and prayers remain with the family of George Floyd and the citizens of Minnesota during this difficult time. Turning to COVID-19, as of June 4th, Teaneck has 1,064 residents who have tested positive for COVID-19, an increase of 16 cases from my last report. To date, Teaneck has experienced 98 deaths related to the COVID-19 virus. Again, I ask all of you to keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Countywide, as of June 4th, Bergen County has 18,516 presumptive positive cases, up 264 from last week. We have sadly lost 1,603 Bergen County residents, up 50 deaths from last week. Statewide, Governor Murphy announced yesterday that we have a total of 162,530 cases, up 5,345 from last week. Our state has seen a loss of 11,970 residents, an increase of 569 from last week. A breakdown of COVID-19 deaths by race and ethnicity are as follows. White non-Hispanic accounts for 53.30% of deaths in New Jersey. Our Hispanic community accounts for 19.40% of deaths in New Jersey. Our Black non-Hispanic community accounts for 18.50% of deaths in New Jersey. Our Asian residents account for 5.40% of deaths. And all other races and ethnicities not mentioned account for 3.40% of deaths in New Jersey. I continue to emphasize the importance of social distancing and the need to wear a face mask and covering when outdoors. These two safeguards have proven to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Remember, a face mask or covering must be worn when social distancing cannot be practiced. Let's continue on a positive road to recovery and follow these important safety measures to prevent further spread of the virus. The County of Bergen continues with their mobile testing program, and as previously reported, I'm hopeful to have the unit back within 2 weeks. As a reminder, anyone who wishes to be tested can go to the facility set up at Bergen Community College. This includes those who are asymptomatic. The Bergen Community College drive-through testing site schedule will be 500 tests per day on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. The site will be closed Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. The site will be open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. First come, first serve. This initiative is supported through FEMA until June 30th. Bergen Newbridge Medical Center will still offer saliva and antibody testing inside the hospital. Please go to www.newbridgehealth.org for screening information. This is for Bergen County first responders, Bergen County hospital employees, Bergen County residents, and employees of either the county or a local municipality. They will test both symptomatic and asymptomatic people for both saliva and antibody testing. You still must register through the telehealth portal and get an appointment for either test. I released 2 executive orders this week that pertain to the Phelps Park dog run and the reinstatement of municipal parking restrictions in the township. Executive Order T-2020-05 allowed for the opening of the Phelps Park dog run on June 6, 2020 between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. with restrictions. Some of those restrictions include a 2-dog limit per visitor, a limitation of 6 visitors in a large dog run and 3 visitors in a small dog run at any given time, prohibition on sharing water, dishes, toys, and other materials, and a face mask or covering must be worn when social distancing measures are difficult to maintain. Executive Order T-2020-06, effective at midnight on June 15th, reinstates all township parking restrictions. Governor Murphy recently signed several executive orders over the past week with regards to outdoor dining and liquor licenses. Executive Order 149 allows the resumption of child care services, youth day camps, and organized sports. This order rescinds the emergency child care program under Executive Order number 110 as of June 15th and permits child care centers to resume normal operations on or after June 15th, subject to the compliance with COVID-19 special health and safety standards. Additionally, youth day camps can open on or after July 6th and must comply with COVID-19 specific health and safety standards. The order also suspends the prohibition on individuals engaging in organized sporting activities as of June 22nd, provided that activities remain outdoors and are non-contact, and the Department of Health will issue health and safety standards for these activities shortly. High school sports under the jurisdiction of the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association may resume only in accordance with reopening protocols issued by the NJSIAA and cannot resume any earlier than June 30th. Executive Order number 150 allows outdoor dining at food or beverage establishments in New Jersey starting on Monday, June 15th. Establishments will be required to follow a number of COVID-19 health and safety protocols issued by the Department of Health, including a limit of 8 customers per table and requirements of at least 6 feet of distance between parties. In addition, for as long as indoor dining is not permitted, food or beverage establishments are required to prohibit smoking in any outdoor areas designated for the consumption of food and/or beverages. The order further notes that municipalities are permitted to use their existing authority to allow food or beverage establishments to expand their footprint to outdoor areas, both within their property and among municipally governed areas, including but not limited to sidewalks, streets, or parks. My office is working with the Township Attorney on providing further guidance to food and beverage establishments on this issue. Additionally, a special ruling by the New Jersey Division of Alcoholic Beverage Control will temporarily permit establishments with liquor licenses to expand their licensed premises into outdoor areas that are either contiguous or non-contiguous to their permanently licensed premises. Establishments may apply through the ABC online licensing system and, if approved, will be issued a temporary permit effective on June 15th that will run until November 14, 2020. The ABC will not take action on any application until it receives an endorsement or approval by the appropriate governing body officials, and it is the responsibility of the licensee to comply with local ordinances and site plan requirements. Executive Order 151 extends the public health emergency that was declared on March 9, 2020 through Executive Order number 103, which was extended on April 7, 2020 through Executive Order number 119, and extended again on May 6, 2020 through Executive Order number 138. Under the Emergency Health Powers Act, a declared public health emergency expires after 30 days unless renewed. Executive Order number 151 extends all executive orders issued under the Governor's authority under the Emergency Health Powers Act. It also extends all actions taken by any executive branch, departments, and agencies in response to the public health emergency, presented by the COVID-19 outbreak. As part of his restart and recovery plan, the Road Back, Restoring Economic Health Through Public Health, Governor Phil Murphy announced that New Jersey will enter Stage 2 on June 15, 2020. Guided by strict protocols from the New Jersey Department of Health, as well as input from the Governor's Restart and Recovery Commission and Complementary Advisory Council, Stage 2 will include, as mentioned, outdoor dining for restaurants and indoor non-essential retail as of June 15th. Beginning on June 22nd, barbershops and salons will be able to reopen. In the period to follow, New Jersey will work toward the gradual opening of personal care, gyms, and health clubs at reduced capacities as the stage progresses. All of these activities will be allowed pursuant to strict health and safety guidelines that will be issued in the coming days. New Jersey ended maximum restrictions and moved to Stage 1 on May 18, 2020. The New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission offices will reopen June 15th for a variety of pickup and drop-off services. Please visit www.state.nj.us/MVC for additional information. On June 5th, County Executive Tedesco announced the reopening of certain amenities on June 6th. They included tennis for single play on alternate courts, pickleball for singles play on alternate courts, limited boating. Concessions are permitted to reopen subject to acceptance and approval by the county and an operating plan compliant with CDC and other applicable social distancing guidelines. Park restrooms to open, minimum of 1 per park. Basketball is permitted for single free throw play, 1 rim per court available, and limited outdoor camping at Camp Gore Reservation. The following amenities remain closed to the public at all county parks and historic sites until further notice. Playgrounds, exercise stations, and equipment. Swimming, other buildings or facilities, including but not limited to visitor centers and interpretive centers. The following recommendations and policies shall apply to all county parks. Employees and visitors shall wear cloth or other CDC-required face coverings while in a county park in all settings where other social distancing measures are difficult to maintain, except where doing so would inhibit that individual's health or where the individual is under 2 years of age. The COVID-19 short-term rental assistance program website will launch on June 15th with additional information at www.nj.gov/DCA. The program will open for applications in July and begin paying rental assistance in September. Qualifying households will be expected to pay 30% of their income toward rent, and the program would pay the remainder of their rent up to DCA's fair market rent payment standard. At the 3-month mark, the household budget will be reviewed to determine if assistance is still needed. Assistance that is no longer required will be used to serve additional families. Please visit the Township's website for additional information on all executive orders issued by Governor Murphy, County Executive Tedesco, and my office over the past week. On Thursday, June 4th, the Cedar Lane Farmers Market opened to the public. Social distancing and other safety precautions are in effect. The market will remain open every Thursday in the Beverly Road Municipal Parking Lot until the fall. Please remember that the 2020 June primary has moved to July 7, 2020. Information regarding the 2020 primary election will follow. Please note that if you wish to vote in a primary election, you must declare a party. The deadline for all new voter registrations for the primary election taking place July 7, 2010 is Tuesday, June 16, 2020. The municipal building will open from 4 to 9 p.m. on June 16th to accept voter registration forms with social distancing guidelines in place. You must wear a mask if you wish to come that evening to submit your registration form. The 2020 census counts every person living in the United States and 5 U.S. territories. In mid-March, homes across the country began receiving invitations to complete the 2020 census. You can respond to your census invitation in one of three ways: online, by phone, or by mail. When you respond to the census, you will tell the Census Bureau where you live as of April 1st, 2020. I can't stress the importance of completing your census invitation. We know for a fact that New Jersey was undercounted in 2010. Because of that, we lost out on tens of billions of dollars in federal aid and grants. So first and foremost, go to 2020census.gov and be counted. Please spread the message that the census is about strengthening our communities and being able to provide for our families. It's about your neighborhood. It's about your children, your grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and our schools. It's about being able to provide health care and basic needs for our families. New Jersey is at 65% of residents who have responded to the census. That's several points higher than the national average, but we're still trailing 20 of our peer states. We need to be in the top 10, if not number 1. The Helping Hands Food Pantry, located at 1400 Palisade Avenue, remains open on Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and on Thursday from 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. All township parks remain open for passive recreation only. That includes walking, jogging, running, and bicycling only. I will be reviewing other recommendations this week to possibly allow limited basketball playing on township facilities. I urge everyone to continue their vigilance in keeping our community safe by social distancing, wearing face coverings, washing hands frequently, and limiting gatherings. Please stay positive, stay healthy, and stay safe. Thank you.